Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Shri Krishnam Vande Jagat.
Swarad Tene Brahmahridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yatsuraya Tejo Varibradam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisham Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Yam Pravrajantamanupetamapetakrityam Dvaipayano Virahakatara Ajuhava Putredi Tanmayataya Taravobhineduhutam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munim Anatosmi Brahmadaya Suragana Munayotha Siddhaha Satvai Namatayo Vachasam Pravahai Naradhitum Purugunaihi Adhuna Pipipruhu Kim Toshtumarhati Same Harirugrajate Manye Dhanabhijana Rupa Tapashrutau Cha Tejah Prabhava Bala Paurusha Buddhi Yogaha Naradhanaya hi bhavanti parasya pumsam Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan Gajayuthapaya Vipradvishadgunayutat Aravindanabhapada Vimukhat Swapacham Varishtam Manye tadarpita mano vachane hitartha pranam Punati sakulam natu bhurimanaha. Prahlada is considered as the greatest of devotees. In the Bhakta Parampara, Narada puts him in front of him. Prahlada, Narada, Parashara, Pundarika, Vyasambarisha, Shuka, Shaunaka, Bhishmatabhyam. The first name is Prahlada's. So today we have Hanuman Jayanti. Anjaneya is also one of the greatest of devotees. A jnani, a karma yogi, a bhakta, everything. In Ramayana, Bhagavan, when he is giving that ring to Hanuman, I am telling in Valmiki Ramayana, asking Hanuman to go to Lanka, one word Bhagavan tells him, He Atibala, Balamashritashtavaham. Rama tells Hanuman, Hey Mahabala, I am depending on your balam. So that is the kind of devotee Hanuman is. So contemplating on Hanuman Anjaneya Swami's feet. Now we are entering the Prahlada Stuti. Narasimha Swami is sitting in Hiranyakashipu Simhasana to purify it. That is the place where he sat and did all atrocities, killed cows, killed brahmanas, killed sadhus, did all kind of sins. And in that Simhasana, Prahlada has to sit. So Bhagavan first sat in that Simhasana. And Bhagavan's lap becomes Prahlada's Simhasana. He made him sit there. and his hand was the kirita, the crown. It was kept in his head. And with Anandashru, Prahlada was made the Bhakta Loka Chakravarti. And here Prahlada is doing the stuti, Astaushid Harim. Susamahitaha, in a kind of samadhi state, with prema gadgadaya vacha. With whole heart, he sang praising Bhagavan. Prahlada Stuti is very elaborate, so we are only touching it. Prahlada says, all the devas are assembled here, O Bhagavan. They are all made of sattva guna, and yet they could not please you. I am born in a Ugra Jati, and my father was day and night opposing you, and yet you showed your grace to me. From this I understand, birth is not important for you, caste is not important for you, creed is not important for you. Bhaktya tutosha Bhagavan Gajayuthapaya. That story we are going to see. An elephant, that Gajendra attained you. It is not even a human being. That animal body you blessed. Even a Vipra, a Brahmana who has all the qualifications, Shastra Jnana, if there is no bhakti, he will not purify. But even if he is a Chandala, he has bhakti in his heart, he will purify the kulam. Viprad Vishad Gunayutad Aravindana Bhapada Aravinda Vimukhat Shvapacham Varishtham Manyem Tadarpidamano Vajanehita Artha Pranam Punati Sakulam Nadu Bhurimanaham. Seeing your terrible form, all of the devas and human beings and asuras are all afraid to approach you. Antrasrajaha Chadajakesara Shanku Karna Nirharada Bhita Digibija Digibad Aribhinna Khagrad. That nail, that teeth, that damstra full of blood of Hiranyakashipu, seeing that form, everyone is afraid, but I am not afraid to see you. Naham bibemi. I am not afraid, but I won't say that I have no fear. I am really afraid about this samsara. Why should I get afraid about Bhagavan? Arjuna was afraid when he saw Vishwarupa Darshanam. Akyahi me ko bhavan ugra rupaha. But here Prahlada says, I am not afraid, but when I see this worldly life, the complexity to which it leads a human being, the attachment and aversion that it breeds, the bondage that it brings in, when I think about that, I really feel terrified. Trastosmyaham Kripanavatsala Dussahogra Samsara Chakrakadanat Grasatam Pranitaha. If you go to an exhibition, they would have been exhibiting one giant wheel. But that giant wheel, you have to take the ticket and sit. But this samsara giant wheel, it catches hold of you. Grasanam. You go near, it just arrests you. And you get into that giant wheel, it goes upward and just makes you go topsy-turvy. Sometimes everything comes out. And even if you ask the person to get you out, he will not get you out till that circle is over. Like that is this samsara, baddhaha karmabhihi. You are bound also. If you sit in that giant wheel, they will put a belt. Now, more risky, more dangerous, terrifying, such roller coaster. Such things have come. And some problem comes in worldly life. For that, there are many specialists who give you counseling, and doctors who give you medicine, and elders who are advising you, and sometimes spiritual teachers also who says, we have some solution, give you some mantram, some money, aushadam. And Prahlada says, all these solutions becomes more terrible than the problem. Dukkaushadham tadapi dukkam adadhyaham bhuman brahmami vadame tava dasya yogam. There is Raja Yogam, Jnana Yogam, Bhakti Yogam, Karma Yogam. Prahlada says, give me Dasya Yogam. Let me stay as your Dasa, O Lord. I will listen to your stories, serve, and easily cross this samsara sagra. You are my father, you are my mother. You are everything to me. I don't have any other refuge. So Bhagavan, rescue me. I know that you have become the entire universe. One of the beautiful verses in Bhagavatam. We say Prahlada said everywhere is Vishnu. And what is his vision? Tvam vayuragniravani viyadambumatraham pranendriyani hridayam chid anugrahasya sarvam tvameva saguno vigunasya bhuman nanyatvadastyapi mano vajasa niruktam. Hey Bhagavan, you have become all the Panjabhutas, all the devas, all the asuras, the mind, the prana, the senses, the body. That which is good and that which is bad, everything you have become. I don't see anything that you are not. The Advaita is complete here. Na anyatvadasti. Ekameva advitiyam neha nanasti kinchana. That nanatvam is not there. Thus, contemplating with anvaya and vyatireka, negating and at last realizing that everything is Atman, the Tattva Vimarshana becomes complete. Manana Nididhyasana becomes complete. In that state, a yogi becomes Mauni. He stops all his cogitation, meditation, everything. Evam Vimarshya Sudhiyaha Viramanti Shabdat. After doing all this contemplation, at last, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, everything becomes complete there. And Viramanti Shabdat, no more Shabda, no more Pathana, no more Shastra Jnana, everything stops. Thinking itself comes to a stop. No more thinking also. The very thought process comes to an end. The mind remains quiet, Shanta. Thus Prahlada did the stuti, and Bhagavan asked Prahlada to take a boon. He said, I have nothing to do, no boon to ask. If you want to bless me that I will not have desires. Kamanam hridi asamroha. That is the varam. No desire should come to my mind. That varam you give. The more if you want something, let my father the sins that he has committed, let all that be by your grace be erased from you. Give him also liberation. Bhagavan said, my dear child, by your birth, 21 generation is liberated. What more to be asked? And here I bless you. You are, by your presence, the whole world is purified. Just Narasimha Swami, blessed Prahlada. And with that Lakshmi Narasimha in our mind, Shankaracharya gave a beautiful sloka. Srimad Payonidhi Niketana Chakrapani Bhogindra Bhoga Maniranjita Punyamurti Yogisha Shashvata Sharanya Bhavabdhipota Lakshmi Nrisimha Mamadehi Karavalambam. Now we enter the 8th skanda. In the Saptama skanda there are much more discussions are happening between Dharmaputra and Narada about dharma. All kind of dharmas are discussed, brahmachari, grihastha, vanapastha, sannyasa. All dharmas are discussed. If we want to lead a brahmachari ashrama, we will get all those dharmas expounded in Bhagavatam. So to grihastha dharma, vanapastha dharma, and those who are eligible for true sannyasa dharma, for them that is also expounded. After that, in the Ashtama skanda, we enter the 8th skanda. Bhagavatam is full of hymns, stotras. Especially the 8th skandham contains so many beautiful hymns, all like Upanishads. We know the very well-known list of Upanishads. Isha begins with Ishavasya Upanishad. In the Ishavasya Upanishad, very first mantra is enough. If we experience the meaning of that mantra, our God realization is over. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yatkinja jagatyam jagat. Whatsoever you see in this world, what is seen by you as world in the world, the world created by God is there. In that you have your own ignorant creation of attachment, aversion, doership, enjoyership. All that must be erased. Tat sarvam ishavasyam. All that must be covered, filled, permeated by God. This is the Upanishad mantra. In that mantra, many commentators have done Dvaita, Vishishta, Dvaita, all. Shankaracharya said, you cover everything with Ishvara means you cover everything with the Atman. That all these are nothing but Atma. In that place where Upanishad has used the name God, Shankaracharya used the name Atma. Then naturally the dualistic commentators all got angry. They said he is deliberately changing it. Because Upanishad has said Ishvara and Shankaracharya has used Atma. But here in Bhagavatam, Vyasa Bhagavan is also doing the same thing. He takes that mantra and removes the term Isha from there. And puts another name there, Atma Vasyamidam Vishwam Yatkinja Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhunjitha Ma Gridhaha Kasya Svidhanam. Whole mantram, one word was removed. Instead of putting Ishvara, Vyasa Bhagavan has put it as Atma Shabda. The meaning becomes crystal clear. Ishvarena Atmana Vasyam Achadaniyam, said Shankaracharya. Here Vyasa Bhagavan also said, let the whole universe be beheld as the self. Yasmin sarvani bhutani, the Upanishad itself comments later. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva abhut vijanataha. For the knower, the entire universe is nothing but the Atman, the self. The moment you behold the Atman, you no more see the name or form. When you give importance to the name or form, you no more see the Satchidananda behind it, the self behind it. When you see the rope, you don't see the snake. When you see the snake, the rope is not seen. When you see the Atma, the name form becomes unimportant. So that is the tyaga. Tena tyaktena bhunjitaha. Remove the name and form, attachment, aversion. Just accept the truth that the whole universe, idam sarvam yadayam atma. Whatever is beheld is nothing but the Atman. But I am not able to see the Atman. You have to see the Atman within you. He is the seer. Yam pashyantopina pashyanti pashyantam parameshwaram. Everything you are seeing, but you are missing the seer. Who is the seer? Who is behind the scene? Who is the knower? Who is behind the knowledge? Who is the experiencer? Who is behind the experience? What is the illumining principle behind the waking state, the dream state, the deep sleep state, that pure awareness, that existence, that effulgence, that awareness, that peace. The moment you hold on to it, the entire world is full of consciousness, the same Atmavastu. So this stuti is the first stuti in Ashtama Skandham. Then comes an elephant story. Bhakti can happen anywhere. Shankaracharya said, if bhakti is not there, what is the use of human body? If bhakti is there, even if it is an elephant, even if it is a mosquito, it is okay. I am not exaggerating. Shankaracharya says in Shivananda Lahari, Naratvam, Devatvam, Nagavana, Mrigatvam, Mashakata. Mashaka means mosquito. Mashakata, Pashutvam, Kitatvam, Bhavadu, Vihagattvadi Jananam. Sada tvatpadabja smarana paramananda lahari vihara saktam ched hridayamiha kimtena vapusha. In Ramayana, when Jatayu did a great service to Rama and was about to die, collapse in Bhagavan's hands, then Rama said, Lakshmana, see, we are so egoistic and we think that only human beings are greater. But see this Pathageshwara. He calls him as Pathageshwara. This divine bird. Sarvatra khalu drishyante sadhavo dharmacharinaha. Shuraha sharanyaha saumitre tiryagyo nigateshwapi. Even in the animals and birds there are Mahatmas. See this bird. Like that, Bhagavatam, we come across this elephant. This elephant, of course, nothing is casual, everything has a cause. Once this elephant was a great devotee, Indradyumna. He was a Pandya Raja. And he was doing tapas. We think spiritual life means meditation. In Shivanandaji's guidance to all the seekers who were with Swamiji, we have seen sometimes Swamiji will fire somebody who is constantly meditating. Say, what kind of meditation you are doing? Go and work. Go and serve. And someone who is constantly in service, Sometimes Swamiji will say, do you think this will give you God realization? Study, do some study and meditate and do japa. The Upadesha is for the person. Sometimes certain vasanas will not go by work. You have to do Atma Vichara. Certain vasanas will not go without doing Karma Yoga, purifying you. So that is why we need a perfect master to guide us what to do, how, when to do, how to do. This Indrasyumna, this Raja was meditating in Chandanadri. He was trying to meditate. He was absorbed in meditation. Then there, see, he was destined to be blessed. So Agastya Maharshi came there. Agastya is not a cursing sage. He came to that ashrama. Then also this person was with closed eyes sitting, meditating. Ramakrishna used to say, sometimes when devotees come to me, it is like bakery shop almara. I just look at them, I can see through them. Through that glass case, I can see what all is inside. Like that, Agastya just looked at that Raja meditating and found that there is hidden pride in him. And that pride, no amount of meditation can cleanse. It has to be brought out, lived through, and get hit. And then, and only thus it can be cleansed. Then Agastya gave out a curse. He said, I have come here, you didn't open your eyes and see me, now you have that mada in you. And mada is not for the human body. That pride certainly will take you to another womb. You will be born as an elephant. But Indradyumna at that time did not hear it. Agastya went away. And naturally next birth was an elephant birth. But he had done so much tapas. He was initiated by Agastya. That is initiation. Sometimes real initiation is when there is a connection between guru and disciple. Sometimes even mantra diksha, nothing will happen. This is real initiation. So initiation is given. So in that elephant body, he had so much power. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi used to narrate an incident when he was living in the mountain, up in the hill. He used to very closely move with the monkeys there. They were all very close with him. And one monkey got hurt, became lame. He was called Nondi. And he was not taken into the group. Maharshi did some medication to that monkey and it got cured, but by Maharshi's touch, of course later on they accepted him as the king, but in between that monkey went and did tapas. Bhagavan used to say, they also know the secret of tapas. And he came and gave out a roar that all the monkeys became afraid and they accepted him as the king. And Bhagavan used to say that even these creatures, these animals know the secret of tapas. To withdraw and collect the energy and come back. So this Gajendra, he had so much tapas. And he entered the herd of elephants and they saw this royal elephant and they considered him as their king. And he guided them in the forest. They moved here, there, everywhere. That was a Trikuta Parvata. There, Once they were going in search of water and found a big pool, a lake. There all the elephants got into the lake and they were playing, throwing water each other, just like these rafting people do. That is what Shukacharya says. Shukacharya says, like the householders, family people, when they get into some picnic, they forget everything, think that so much noise they make. Like that, they will be so happy and throwing water each other, like the yatha grihi. Swapushkarena uddhrita shikaram bubihi nipayayan samsnapayan yatha grihi. Grini karenuhu kalabhamsha durmado nachashta krichram kripano ajamayaya. Bhagavan's Maya has deluded them. They were unaware of the crocodile that was waiting inside. And that creature slowly came out, disturbed by the elephants, and caught hold of this Parama Bhagavata's feet. This Gajendra's feet was caught by the crocodile. And what happened? Other elephants asked. This huge elephant told, it is a petty creature, crocodile. I just have to shake my leg, it will be thrown away. And it tried to shake, nothing happened. It's too strong. This water creature is more powerful inside water. Please give me a hand. And all the women elephants, female elephants, they were pulling the strong Gajendra. Then all the big male elephants, they also came. They also tried. His own personal strength failed. Assistance failed. Everything failed. And to some time, some duration, all those elephants were there standing. But how much time they will stand? You can see this worldly help in a village, in a community life. There are so many people to help. Some problem comes, some disease comes, or some death comes, all of them will come. But how much time they will stay? They will stay for some few hours, then they will slowly, one by one, disappear. Like that, these all elephants, they said, our children are hungry, let us go. One by one, all of them went away, and this elephant was left alone, no one. This is, we will be understanding this language. Powerful like Gajendra, so many people, if I just call like this, they will come. You take, people also will tell you, you want help, call me, take my number. And the right moment you call them, either the phone is switched off, or no range, or some other sound comes, you don't understand. So, nothing comes to help. Here, Gajendra thought, this is life. Namami menyataya aturam gajaha kutah karinya prabhavanti mochitum grahena pashena vidhaduravrtopyaham chatayami paramparayanam. That Vidhata, that omnipotent Bhagavan has bound me with this graha, with this crocodile. He has bound me with this pasham, raga swarupa pashadya, nakra graha grasana nigraha, vigrahasya lakshmi nrsimha mamadehi karavalambam. Samsara nakra. That is what which tried to grab Shankaracharya also. He escaped out of it. Like that, this samsara nakra bheetam prapannam paripati. Yah kashana esho balinonta goragat prachanda vekad abhidhavato. Some god. What kind of god the elephant can worship? We human beings have a concept of superhuman god. But what kind of god the elephant will worship? In Shiva Mahimna Stotram there is a verse where Pushpadanta says, what is your form? I don't know. Somebody says Vishnu, somebody says Shiva, somebody says Brahma. Bhagavan, I don't know who you are. I am not concerned also. Yadrishosi Mahadeva Tadrishai Namo Namah. Whatever may be your form, to that form I do namaskara. Like that, this Gajendra said, Bheetam Prapannam, I am really afraid. I surrender, O Lord, I surrender. Paripati, then you protect. Death has tried to grab me, now I have surrendered to you. The entire name and form that we behold before us is full of death. Mrityuhu dhavati. Wherever you look, there is death. When you see death, then you recognize the urgency of transcending that kala. Kalosmi lokatshayakrit prabhuddha. Kala kalayatamaham. Outside you look, there is death. Inside you look, there is the immortal self. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. From death, you move towards the immortal. The moment he surrendered, the Upanishad that he was doing, practicing in his last birth. Practicing means Sheelanam, Anusheelanam. It's like even an Ayurveda medicine, you have to repeatedly Sheelanam, you have to do Anushila, certain tonics like Triphala. Like that Upanishad also, you have to have that Anushilanam. Again and again, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, till that knowledge gains viryam inside you. Vishayaihi samsara dukkaihi anabhibhavatvam viryam. Shankaracharya says, the knowledge that a Jivan Mukta has and the knowledge which a novice gets, both are same. First, a person very crystal clearly understands the Upanishadic knowledge. That is the same knowledge which a Jivan Mukta also is having. Then why is this difference? Because in him that knowledge has gained so much vitality, so much power, and it has gained power to resist the non-self, resist the invasion of ignorance. Till that much resistance happens by continuous contemplation, reflection, meditation, and absorbing and assimilating that knowledge into one system. Till each and every cell in oneself absorbs that knowledge. Day and night you know that you are that body less, mind less, purna vastu. You have to do the Sheelana. Indradyumna has done that in this elephant body, that knowledge manifested. The wonder is, Bhagavatam, I don't think any other hymn begins with Pranava. This Gajendra Stuti begins with Omkara. Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Yadaye Dachidatmagam Purushaya Adibijaya Pareshaya Bidhimahi Yasminnidam Yadashedam Yenedam Yidam Swayam Yosmat Parasmat Shabaraha Tam Prapadye Swayam Bhuvam. That Atma, that Adi Purusha, who is the seed of entire creation, is within me. is the cause for entire existence. Namo namaste Akhila Karanaya, Nishkaranaya Adbhutakaranaya, Sarvagamamnaya Maharnavaya Namo Apavargaya Parayanaya. And who is that Bhagavan? Is he a Deva, a Manushya, a Yaksha, Gandharva, woman, man? Who is, what is he? Savai na Devasura, Martya Tiryang na Stri na Shando na Puman na Jantu, Nayam Gunaha Karma Nasan Nachasad, Nishedashesho Jayatadashesha. You negate everything, what remains is Bhagavan. Na. Nanj, that is what this na means. Nanj means it's also poison. And what does it do? You touch with it, it disappears. Na deva, na asura, na martya, na tiryang, na stri, na shandaha, na puman, na jantuhu. Everything is removed. And what remains is that Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, that Chaitanya. Thus, Nirvishesha Stuti came out of Gajendra. Upadirahita Chaitanya was given out. And all the Devas stood aside because they were all identifying with some form, some name. And there, Akhila Amaramayaha, that Bhagavan who is the confluence of all Devas, he appeared in the Garuda. And what is this Garuda? Garuda is the Upanishad. It's not meaning, I am not giving, it is there in the Gajendra Stuti. Chandomayena Garudena Samuhyamanaha. That Garuda is Chandomaya, is Upanishad Swarupa, Trisuparna. Is Trisuparna. He is called Suparna. He comes with that. Bhagavan appeared before him and Gajendra took a lotus and offered to Bhagavan. Sontas sarasyurubalena grihita arto drishtva garutmati karim harim ka upatta chakram ukshipya sambujakaram giramaha karchrat Narayana Akhila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Narayana Akhila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. That Akhila Guru Narayana, he just offered his heart lotus to Bhagavan. And Bhagavan Sudarshana descended and first cut the crocodile which is holding the Bhagavata's feet. First liberation is for that creature. It is a Gandharva, Hu. His name was Hu. That is a name of Gandharva. Two Gandharvas are there, Ha, Hu. They are two Gandharvas. In Lalita Dashad it comes Aha, Hu, Mukastutya. Hani Vriddhi Vivarjita. So Aha and Hu. And this Gandharva got the curse of Devala Maharshi, thus he became a crocodile. And for him liberation is by holding to the feet of a Bhagavata. And that Bhagavata is Gajendra. By his grace, he also got liberated. Gajendra also got liberated. Thus, Gajendra Stuti. After that comes another story of Amrita Mathana. I will just touch that. Entire prana, energy, everything is there in us, all sleeping hidden. When we churn the inner ocean, that nectarine experience comes. That is Amrita Mathana. Once Devas were cursed by Durvasa. And they all lost their energy. All of them became anemic. Very dull, no power, no Shakti. And they all went to Bhagavan how to regain the virya. Bhagavan said, you have to do the churning of the milky ocean. Deva's head went down. He said, Bhagavan, we have somehow come to Vaikuntha in an auto, not able to walk. And you say we have to do churning of Amrita, and that too, Vasuki as the rope, and Manthara as the rod. We have already stopped all this Dadi Mathana, churning curd in our house. We are doing it in mixie, otherwise just take the curd, put some water. If they ask buttermilk, pour more water and call it more buttermilk. We have no Shakti, no power to do like this. They have stopped doing that. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, all Gopikas were doing. So stopped that. Now people, I don't know, many of you have seen. In Tiruvannamalai, I saw an yoga teacher teaching yoga. They will be sitting with two legs stretched and doing like this. A new yoga. And another yoga is like this, pestle. And another yoga like taking water from the well. They were all doing it, but when they stopped that, all gimmicks comes. So here, Bhagavan said, I will help you. The stuti that Devas, Brahma did is very powerful, very beautiful. Another stuti. Avikriyam satyam anantamadyam guhashayam nishkalam apratarkyam. One stuti we can take and speak for 7 days. Such elaborate, beautiful, profound stutis. Manograyanam vajasa niruktam namamahe devavaram varenyam Pado mahiyam swakritaiva yasya chaturvidho yatra hi bhuta sargaha savai mahapurusha atmatantraha prasidadam brahma mahavibhutihi ambastu yadreta udara viryam siddhyanti jivanti utavardhamanaha Lokastrayothakhila lokapalaha prasidatam brahma mahavibhutihi somam mano yasya samamananti divaukasam vai balamandha ayuhu isho naganam prajanah prajanam prasidadam nassa mahavibhutihi agnirmukham yasya tujata vedam Jatah kriya kanda nimitta janma antas samudrenupachan swadhatun prasidatam nassa mahavibhutihi. The very shabda has so powerful to put the mind in meditation. Thus, two hymns are there. Then Devas and Asuras, they joined together for the churning of the Milky Ocean because they both of them wanted the Amrita. Then Bhagavan helped them to bring the Vasuki. And the churning happened. Many things came. Mahalakshmi came. White Airavata elephant came. Many Divya Dhatus came. Everything were shared. And at last when the Amrita came, Asuras, they just stole it away. And then Bhagavan took the Mohini Avatara and just deluded them and brought the nectar back and gave to Devas. And thus Devas became again strong. Then they started fighting. The strength is only to fight. Devasura Sanyata Asan. Then the Asura Chakravarti was Mahabali. He was a very calm, majestic person. Devas now gained, of course, nectar. And they started becoming strong. But the problem is Shukracharya. He is a great guru. He found out a method by which dead people were woken up. And Devas, after much fighting, they thought something is wrong. See, all those people, I am sure they were killed. They were taken in a structure, and today I found so energetic. Then only they have found out this is the secret. Shakrena samhati hatopi balir mahatma shukrena jivita tanuhu kratuvardhidoshma. Shakra kills and Shukra wakes him up. Shakra is Indra and Shukracharya is Guru. He wakes them up. And the Asuras are so energetic, they loved to die so much. Because these Asuras who died and came back, they said, it is very refreshing. One Tamil saint said, Chattuthan parume. He said, once you die and see how it is, even a good sleep, you are refreshed. So if you die and come out, it will be like toning the entire system. It is so energetic. And they were in queue to die. Because Shukracharya will wake them up and more powerful, more energetic. Because sleep is no good after some age, 60, 70. Even if you put some tablet, not good sleep, dull. So better die and come back. That is why at last also we die and come back as a young child. So here, in this life itself, die and come back. Then they were all fed up, and at last Devas asked, what should we do? They also have a guru, Brihaspati, not that much smart. So they went to him and asked, please advise us. Their guru is waking up all these dead people. You also do something. He took them to a room. There are many alamaras. And what is this? Disguise. New clothes, new hats, change your form and go somewhere. Good guru. Nothing can be done. Your time is not good. Now it is Shani Dasha. How many years? 19 years. After that, you will get used to it. And these Devas, they went and disappeared. And Deva Mata Aditi was doing tapas for their sake. And Kardama Prajapati, Kashyapa Prajapati was a Maharshi, was in Samadhi. One day he woke up and came down and asked what is happening. Deva Mata Aditi said, my sons, my children are all in trouble. Kashyapa said, give up this delusion, my children and all. No, you have to give me some advice. Then he gave an Upadesha. She did a Upasana for Dvadashaham Payovaratam. 12 days she did some Upasana. Payovarata. And Bhagavan appeared. So easy. 12 days you do Dvadashakshari Mantra Japa. Take only milk and worship Bhagavan with milk. Bhagavan appeared. Yajnesha Yajna Purushachhuda Tirthapada Tirthashrava Shravana Mangala Namadeya Apanna Loka Vrjinopa Shamodayadya Shamna Kridhisha Bhagavan Asidinanatha. Only Nama Sankirtana. Yajnesha, Yajna Purusha, Achyuta, Tirthapada, all Nama. Itham virinjastuta karma viryaha pradurbabhuva amritabhuhu adityam Chaturbhuja shanka gadabja chakrah pishangavasaha nalinayate kshanaha. That lotus-eyed one with 4 hands, shanka, chakra, gada, like the blue cloud in the sky, he appeared before them and suddenly became a child. It was a Shravana Dwadashi, Shravana Nakshatra, Shronayam Shravana Dwadashyam Muhurte Abhijiti Prabhu. In that Abhijit Muhurta he appeared as a Vamana. Bhagavan appeared in a short form, very beautiful, radiant Brahmana Sharira. And all the rishis became happy because Bhagavan is born as a Brahmana. Drishtvadidistam nijagarbha sambhavam param pumam sammudam apavismitam grihita deham nijayogamayaya prajapatisyaha jayeti vismitaha. Very beautiful verse. Another verse. Yat tadvapurbhati vibhushanayudhaihi, with all the ornaments and Shankha Chakra Gada and all the Ayudha. What is it? Avyakta Chit. It is Avyakta. It is not something which can be grasped by the senses and mind. It is Chit Swarupa. Avyakta Chid Vyaktamadharayad Harihi. That Chit Swarupa, that consciousness appeared as a form. Tenaiva Vamano Vatuhu, became a Vamana Sharira. And Modamana Maharshaya. All the sages became happy that the Yajnobhavita ceremony was done. And Brihaspati did all the yajnas. Prajapati was the father who has to give the Upadesha. And Savitri Devata himself came and gave out the Savitri mantra. The initiation was breathed in by Savitri Devata. And Brihaspati gave the Brahma Sutra. And Mekhala was given by Kashyapa, that deer skin. And that the Krishnajinam, that Bhumi gave. And Soma gave that Danda, Palasha Danda. And Kaupina Chatanam, a Kaupina, a loin cloth was given to Bhagavan. That small, beautiful form, wearing only a loin cloth with a Kamandala, given by Brahma. And a Japamala was also given. And Bhiksha Patram was given. With that Bhiksha Patram, that Bhagavan is going to ask Bhiksha. To whom will he ask? Nityanandakari Varabhayakari Saundarya Ratnakari Nirdhuta Kila Ghorapapanikari Pratyakshamaheshwari Praleya Chala Vamshapavanakari Kashi Puradhishwari Bhiksham Dehi Krupavalambanakari Mata Annapurneshwari. He Umadad Ambika Sati, that Umadevi herself gave Bhiksha. Thus taking Bhiksha, next karma is to take Dhanam. For that he has taken the Brahmana Sharira. He took the resolve to go to Mahabali. His Ashwamedha Yaga is happening in Bhrugukacha, in Gujarat, on the banks of Narmada. There, Mahabali is doing his yajna. What do they call it now? Baruch. There, Shrutvashvamedhaihi yajamana burjitam balim bhrugunam upakalpitaistataha Jagama tatrakhila sara sambhruto bharena gam sannamayan pade pade. When he entered the Yajnashala, all the sages stood up because they were doing swahakara to Agni. They were not looking to the gate who is entering. Mahabali is also sitting there. Yaga is progressing. Suddenly Bhrigu noticed when he was offering the ghee in the Agni was not normal. It just was blazing forth with delight. With all Sapta, Kali, Karali, Manojavaja, with all the tongues it woke up. And then he recognized a divine presence and turned back and looked at the gate. There he enters. Maunjyame khalayavitam upavita jatilam vamanam vipram maya manavakam harim. Was wearing only that maunji, that darbha with that maunji. He was wearing, his upavita was made of maunji and with jata. Like a manavaka, Padashala Vidyarthi, he entered. All the sages stood up and gave him swagatam, a reception. Mahabali himself came and did a Sashtanga Namaskara. Did Pada Prakshalana, and with that Tirtham, he put that Tirtham in his head and in his wife Chindyavali's head, and did Prokshanam to all, and said, Swagatam te navastubhyam, Brahman kim karavamate, Brahmarshinam tapassakshad, Manyetu Aryavapurdharam. Swagatam, I receive you. What can I do? You look like the embodiment of radiance of all the sages put together. He is not aware that it is Bhagavan, but his heart recognized, intuited. And he said, my all Pitris, my ancestors are all liberated by your presence. My family has now become purified. Today this yaga has become complete. It is going to become like that. But he is saying it before. Adyasvishtah kraturayam yad bhavanagato grihan. I have done all that has to be offered to the Agni. My sins are all gone. I have become purified. All these things he said, and suddenly his human character, nature came. And he said, ask, why have you come? I think you have come to ask something from me. Yad yad vato vanchasi tat pratiksha. Whatever you wish, you ask. You want a village, you want cow, you want gold, you want a house, you want a Viprakanya to get married, you want anything you can ask, and it will be given. Bhagavan smiled, looked at Shukracharya. Shukracharya was very grave, very serious. Then he said, you reveal that you are Prahlada's grandson, Pautra. It is in that Vamsha you are born. That is why your heart is so large. Then he said, I have come to receive Dhanam from you. Ishad mahim tvattaha vrineham. I want to ask a little bhumi, land from you. Not much. Padani trini Rajendra. I want only 3 feet of earth, land from you. Nothing else. And Sammidani Padamamam, I should measure it with my legs. All very clear. Nanyate kamaye. I don't desire anything else. You are a great king. You are a great charitable person. You are the Lord of this earth. All these things he said. Mahabali gave out a big laughter. And he said, "Oh child, I thought you are very intelligent, but you look too innocent. When you get a chance to get charity, you should ask for more, not like this. I can give you a big land. I can give you anything if you ask. After coming and asking to me, if you go to some other people, they will say, yesterday he went to Mahabali, today he came to my house, I gave him bhiksha. You should not ask anybody else any more." Bhagavan said, "I will not ask." That is why in Krishna Avadara, Krishna did not ask for butter. The Gopikas said, "Why don't you ask?" "I will not ask. Mama khalu baligehe yachanam purvamastam." In my last incarnation, I took charity from Mahabali. I will not do with these women. Abalanam purataha naiva kurve. Saying this, he stole their butter and heart. Charuna choranena. So here, Mahabali said, "I will give you anything." Then all of them were saying, "Ha ha ha." But Shukracharya was very hold. Something was put in his mouth like that, very serious. With eyes, he told Mahabali, "Come to the corner." Because he is Purohita, no? He is very careful. He said, "Come behind the doors." He said, "Fool, you know who has come? Yesha Vairochane Sakshat Bhagavan Vishnuravyayaha. Your father Virochana missed Brahma Vidya from Prajapati. Like that you are also going to do. Sakshat Mahavishnu has come as Kashyapa Aditer Jataha. He is born to Kashyapa Prajapati, to Aditi from Kashyapa. Don't give. He will take everything and give it to Devas." "Swami, without knowing that it is Narayana who has come, I have given him word that I will give everything. Now you have, my blessed Guru has told me it is Sakshat Narayana who has come. I am really blessed. He has come and asking me. I will give." Shukracharya said, "No. How can I tell a lie?" Shukracharya said, "You can tell lies certain places. Strishu narma vivahe vrityarte prana sangade. When you have some secret, don't reveal it to women." The Shukracharya's words. And even if you tell, don't tell, it is a secret. If you tell, then it will reach everywhere. Then like to get your daughter married and for getting a job, people will bluff. These are all not serious things. Go samrakshana, Brahmana samrakshana. These are all causes where Shukracharya says you can lie. Mahabali did not accept it. Shukracharya gave out a curse-like words that you are going to lose everything. It's all understood. Then Vindhyavali came, took the Tirtha Patra, and with whole devotion heart poured it in his feet. And next moment Bhagavan Guru, Tadvamanam Rupam Avardhata Adbhutam, that wondrous form, covered the entire existence, and with one leg the whole world was measured. And with the second leg all that is beyond was measured. And there is no place for the third feet. Third pada, there is no place. Then he is asking Mahabali, you gave me promise for 3 feet. Now 2 is over. Where is the place for third feet? Mahabali was arrested, bound by rope. And Asuras were saying, we will fight. Mahabali said, don't move. You know who has come? Very beautiful. He says, the Lord who came from the pillar before my great grandfather has come like this. He is the Kala Purusha. When he gives us many things, we accept. So too, when he takes us things from us, we have no right to say no. All our intelligence, all our mantra, tantra, counseling, help, finance, nothing will help when destiny comes in front of you in a form. Only thing that you can do is surrender to him, surrender to him. Saying this, Mahabali fell flat before Bhagavan and said, "Put your feet on my head, O Lord. Shirshni me kuru. You are my guru, you are my master. Nobody else will show grace like this. Only a guru can bless me by taking away things. Worldly people will try to give us pleasure by presenting us gifts. But Guru and Bhagavan will remove dukkha sanyoga viyogam. Remove all that gives you suffering from you, and then you will know that you are by nature free, whole, purna." Saying this, Mahabali did a namaskara, and then Bhagavan said, "I bless you." He said, "This is the way of blessing. This is the way that I know. Whomsoever I love, yasya anugraham ichchami, tad visho vithunomyaham." When I want to bless a person, the only way that I can bless him is by destroying his ego, by destroying his possessiveness, by destroying his attachment. Whatever is not good for him, he will not be aware of that, but I will enter into his system and cleanse that system by removing all that obstacles that are there in him for spiritual realization. That I have done with Mahabali also. Now I give him a great blessing. We have in the Gita, "Ananyashintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham." Here a verse is there which is like a commentary for that verse, where Bhagavan says, "Don't fear, I will protect you. Rakshishye sarvatoham tvam." I will protect you from all corners. Not only you, whoever follows you, sanugam, sabarichadam, all that you deserve to be owned in the world will be protected by me. Rakshishye sarvatoham tvam, sanugam, sabarichadam. How will I know, Lord? I will be with you, sada sannihitam. You will feel my nearness, my intimacy. Not only that, tatramam drakshyate bhavan, you will behold me. I will protect you. I will protect all that belongs to you. You will have the feel of my presence. Whenever necessary, needed, you will see me behind you. This is the promise that was given to a great bhakta who surrendered everything to Bhagavan. Thus, that Vamana Avatara Mahabali Charitra, with that we close today. The Matsyavatara Stuti, Bhagavan said that as a Sadguru, that Mahamatsyam appeared in the samsara sagara to protect a jiva, Satyavrata. Anadya vidyopahatatma samvida tanmula samsara parishramaturaha yadrichaye hopasrita yamapnuyuhu vimuktido naf paramo gurur bhavan. And Matsyavatara Stuti is a Guru Stuti. So we just chanted one verse from it. Tomorrow we will have a touch of the 9th skanda and enter Krishna Avatara. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam. Janaki Kanta Smaranam. Jai Jai Rama Rama. Hara Namah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Yato mamatma bhavasitvameva tato na vachyam mama kinchidasti yathataveshtam kurumam tathaiva tvam atmanatham ramanam bhajami.
भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं 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 श्रीकृष्णं